Welcome to this video today, which is all about learning a simple trading strategy which is effective and which will work, which you can have confidence in and trade with discipline. Now, the techniques that make up the strategy all come from an ancient book. The book was actually written in 500 BC. The book is called The Art of War. Now, yes, it is a very old book, but it's still today required reading in every single military academy in the world. It's also studied in most of the top business schools as well. It is absolutely a fantastic book, and the reason it's so good is because in terms of the markets, they are a battle. You are battling to get money off other people, and they're doing the same to you. Also, Forex trading is a business, so the techniques that are in this book can really help you achieve success. If you're a beginner, you'll basically have a really good foundation to build a strategy that can make money. Now, before I discuss the techniques, I'm just going to introduce the author of the book, give some background with a little bit of help from the History Channel.
King Helü, ruler of the Chinese state of Wu, agonizes over a growing threat. A hostile neighbor is poised to invade. Desperate to defend his kingdom, Helü summons one of the greatest military minds in history, Sun Tzu.
Sun Tzu is important because he has a cohesive, holistic philosophy of how to approach strategy. If you listen to Sun Tzu, if you follow his principles, you will be victorious. If you ignore him, you do so at your own peril because you will definitely lose.
Welcome back after that short clip. The author of the book, obviously, Sun Tzu. Now, when he took over the forces of Wu, he only had an army a tenth the size of the neighbouring state of Chu. Yet in every battle he fought against them, he won every single one, and he eventually won the war. Now, in terms of his strategy, you'll notice the narrator said, it's a very holistic, philosophical strategy, and it was, and it's very important to keep that point in mind as we go through the video. His strategy was very flexible, it was very decisive. He always knew what to do no matter what his enemy did. Now, in terms of applying the techniques to Forex trading, we'll look at obviously the thoughts of Sun Tzu, and there are 13 chapters in The Art of War, but there's three main thoughts which are really the core philosophy upon which Sun Tzu based his strategy, which I'm just going to go through now. I'm just going to give you those three core concepts. The other point I just want to quickly make is I made this video really for beginners, but there are also some really key techniques that even experienced traders could actually learn from, and one in particular which I'm going to go through. But first of all, let's look at the three key principles upon which Sun Tzu based his strategy, again with a little help from the History Channel.
The Art of War is filled with many important insights, but there are three key principles that stand out and unify Sun Tzu's philosophy. Sun Tzu says, "Know your enemy and know yourself, and in 100 battles you will never be in peril." In the art of war, understanding your opponent is crucial to victory. Sun Tzu says, to win 100 battles is not the height of skill. To subdue the enemy without fighting is. Fighting costs lives and money. Sun Tzu prizes the general who can outwit instead of outfight his opponent. Sun Tzu says, avoid what is strong, attack what is weak. Throughout history, armies fight head-to-head on the battlefield to show their strength and courage. But Sun Tzu doesn't care about glory. He only wants to win.
While each of these principles is important, think of them as cords in a strong rope. Individually, they may be strong, but when you put them together and use them holistically, they're unbreakable.
Welcome back after those three short quotes there from Sun Tzu, which are really summarising up his thoughts on how to win battles. And I've actually got 20 more quotes from him coming up later on, which I think are essential education for beginners. I think even more experienced traders will find some great insight in them. But first of all, let's look at those 3 quotes. What do they mean in terms of Forex trading? Let's take the first one. Know yourself and know your enemy. In 100 battles, you'll never be in peril. Well, the first thing you need to do when you come in the Forex markets is understand your own strengths and weaknesses and build a strategy to maximize your strengths and minimize your weaknesses that you are confident in, which you can apply decisively and with discipline. I've said it in numerous other videos. You're not going to get away by following someone else in the markets. You have to basically get a strategy that suits your personality. Now, in terms of know your enemy, there's one key fact you need to know, and it's the same fact that Sun Tzu knew about his enemy. It's far more powerful. The market is a powerful force. You do not want to be taking it on head on. You don't want to be arguing with it. You need to stay out the way a lot of the time. You need to be humble. You need to take your losses. Now, moving to the subdue the enemy without fighting. Well, what does that mean in terms of Forex trading? Well, it means that most of the time you do the best trade of all. So what is the best trade of all? Best trade most of the time in Forex trading is no trade whatsoever. You stay out the way. A lot of Forex traders don't learn that. Armies haven't learned it in history either. You do not want to be fighting meaningless battles. In terms of Forex trading, that means fighting in the noise of the market where you're going to get picked off, your stop is going to get taken. You've got to be very, very patient. Only wait for the best opportunities. Now, in terms of attack what is weak and avoid what is strong, well, that really is pretty obvious. In terms of fighting wars, okay, for example, you wouldn't want to be fighting up a hill against massed ranks of artillery and men. That is exactly what happened in the clip you just saw back there. That was the Battle of Gettysburg, where Robert E. Lee sent his men up a hill against a stronger force, and obviously he lost. Now, in Forex trading, does that occur? Yes, it does. Traders continually fight big trends. They continually try and come in and pick the top when momentum is very strong, okay? You don't want to be doing that. What you need to be doing is attacking the market when it's weak. So what do I mean by attacking the market when it's weak? Well, what will happen at some point, let's say in a battle, is that troops will become too extended. So there won't be mass strengths anymore. They'll be extended, they'll be more susceptible to being hit with a flanking attack. That's what happens in the markets too. Big price spikes will run trends too far up or down, and they become weak spots which you can come in and attack and make money from. It's just one example. Now, in terms of Sun Tzu, I think one of the key things about his success was his decisiveness. He makes a key point about, if you're going to be a great military commander, you act quickly and decisively. You do not think. You respond to what you see on the battlefield at that moment. You need to be very, very quick with your decision. Now, you take Forex traders. How many Forex traders don't really see what is on the chart right now? They're doing all their pretty patterns going backwards. They think the more they think about the trade, the better it's going to be. And half the time they miss the trade. They think so much over it. They're not really confident in doing it. My own view in terms of Forex trading is it's a basic technique that any trader should learn. You look at a chart on any Forex pair, you should know what to do straight away. That means you're going to be more confident in the decision. And also, you will have a simple strategy, which is obviously always the best strategy. So, you need to be really quick in making your decisions in Forex. All this hesitation that traders have, or they can't pull the trigger, and they need to get back to basics. Forex trading is not about thinking very much. It's not about being complicated. It's about responding to what you see on the chart right now, quickly, with confidence, so you can maximize a profit or cut a loss off very, very quickly. Now, in terms of the actual principles that Sun Tzu teaches, I actually was teaching a guy. He's actually a gamer online. He fights strategy battles, war battles. He actually makes quite a bit of money out of it. Now, he was actually great at that, but he was a useless Forex trader. I actually said to him, go read The Art of War. And, basically you will then see Forex trading in a different light. I said, treat your money as men being lost in battles, and you'll just basically be able to see the way to change your trading around. He thought it was a great analogy. He did read The Art of War, and he did turn his trading around. Now, in terms of fighting battles, the tactics that Sun Tzu used are tactics that we need to keep in mind when we are trading in the Forex markets. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give 20 of my favourite quotes from The Art of War and what I think they mean in terms of Forex trading. I'm going to stop talking now, just going to do them over some music and some nice imagery. So here they come, and I hope you enjoy them.